All right, kids, we're going to try and do this lab together, or at least the data together, to make sure we understand the whole concept of doing constant velocity and working Google Sheets. So here's what's going to happen. We are going to take the data that I stole from somebody in class, which the data is the time here in this column in seconds and miles in this column. So again, if yours looks a little bit different, use your data, but use whatever miles you traveled. So if you went 8, 10, whatever, use your seconds, that's fine. We're just going to walk through how we convert the time into hours. I want to do that as a group to make sure we all have it together. So we're going to go, and we're actually going to do the 0 cell here to begin with, and we'll just do that. I mean, for some of you, we did the 45 seconds. We'll start at the 0 cell, same basic idea. So what I want to do is I want to convert that into hours by always starting off with any type of formula in a cell hitting equals. Now, to get seconds into hours, we take the number of seconds divided by 3600, which is the amount of seconds in 1 hour. So if I click here, that is taking cell A2, even though it's 0, it's taking that time, and I'm going to divide it by 3600. If I do that, that is the formula which I see up here to make seconds into hours. And if I hit enter, you see it doesn't show anything, but if I click back on it, the formula is still there. But watch when I do this. If I go over here and put my mouse cursor on the corner of this, you get a black cross, and pull this down, it takes that formula all the way down, and I let go. It converts all these seconds into hours, and we have all the hours set up. Okay, so now we have all the hours, and we have the miles and hours, miles and hours. So hopefully be familiar. So the best way of looking at your data is by converting that into a graph. So what I'm going to do is go over here, and on this side I'm going to go ahead and select right up in here. I'm going to select insert chart. Okay, hopefully you can see that. I can't really see it on my screen. And this is cheating. So we're going to delete all the data here. We're just going to I'm going to choose a line chart. Okay, which it already set up for me, which I don't want to have in there, but we'll go ahead and figure out how we get that data. Oh, I know I did it already because I chose it, but let's go back and let's get rid of this, delete it one more time, go back to here, we'll start from scratch, and now we've got an empty chart. Okay, so we got to figure out how we actually get it to the line graph. Go right here where it says column chart, and choose the line graph right here, line. Choose line, okay? We still don't have any data because we got to choose our X and our Y axis. So the X axis is going to be the classic independent variable of all time. Literally, it's time of all time. It's going to be time, okay? So when I look back over here at my data, the time units our variables we want to use range from B2, see B2 right here, that's the cell B2, all the way down to B10, cell B10, okay? So my range for the x-axis back over here, if I type this in, I want to type in B2, and then do a colon, enter a colon, and I'm going to make the range to B10. So I'm going to type in, oh, I didn't get colon in there, did I? Colon. Ah, why didn't it go x-axis? Just redo it here quick. B2, colon, to B10. Okay. If I hit OK, the x-axis is all set. Now, down below where it says series, that's where I'm going to put my y-axis. And the y-axis is going to be the miles. So this little box right here that says select data range, click on it. And it gives you a new box here. The data range for miles, if we take a look, is C2 down to C10. So let's type that in. C, it's hard to do with a cutoff finger. 2 colon C10. Hit OK. Thunk. Ta-da! Pretty little graph. Okay? So we got a nice graph made. And all we want to do now is analyze, or not analyze, I'm sorry, title this graph. So go over here to Customize. Go up to Customize. Chart title and axis titles. And let's do the horizontal axis first. The horizontal axis, its title is, what are you going to type in here? It's going to be time in hours. So time, and let's put parentheses, and hours, parentheses. Got it? That's horizontal axis. Now I want to choose the vertical axis, and that is going to be miles, parentheses, and the miles. Oh no, not miles, distance. Distance. Oh, I can't spell either. Oh my God. Distance, parentheses, and it's going to be in miles. Parentheses. Okay, we got it. All right, now we do the title. And we always do Y versus X. So the Y versus X for this is going to be distance. Distance versus time. Okay, and boom. Now we got a nice, really nice, pretty graph. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put this into your lab. So I'm going to split my screen. Okay, we'll wait for analyzing until another time. I'm going to split my screen. And now really quick here, it's very, very simple. We want to get this data table right there. We want to get that data table into our evidence section. All we do is take your mouse, highlight the entire data table. You can either Control C to copy or right click, copy, highlight, Control C or right click, go to your evidence, right click, paste. And it asks if you want to paste unlinked. Yeah, we don't need to link it. Let's just paste it. Clink. Cool, check that out. We now got our data table in our lab. Then the last part is our graph that we made. So our graph is over here. Just click on it so it's got the blue boxes around. This time we are for sure going to have to do Control C. Control C. I've made a copy of it. Bring it over here underneath the data table. Right click, paste. Remember, we don't want to link it, so it's paste unlinked. Clink. Check it out. We now have our lab with all of our data cut and pasted into it. We will analyze it tomorrow, so no big whoop. We'll get to it later, okay? But our data, our lab is actually all set up to do an analysis of that material, okay? So hopefully have this ready to go for Thursday, and we will go through the analysis and wrap up the lab then.